Hello and welcome to this Marathi tutorial in which I'll describe how to answer question 7. Are you making progress towards achieving intended results? Marathi supports 3 complementary ways of tracking progress. In this video, I'll cover 7a, implementation progress ratings, and 7b, percent complete measurements. In the next video, I'll cover indicator measurements. Marathi supports 3 common approaches for tracking progress. First, as an active management tool, it's very common to use color-coded ratings for implementation status, where you can specify whether work is on track or having minor issues or major issues or is complete. This is a qualitative way of tracking the progress on implementing work and monitoring plans. For example, here's a chart we'll explore in another video in this playlist showing all of the strategies of the marine example down the left, and a tally of the number of activities along the top. For the trap rats on Key Island strategy, you can see progress data for all 4 of the activities. 1 activity is having minor issues, 1 activity is on track, and 2 activities are completed. Clicking on any of these bars brings up a list of the 4 activities, where you can see their names and they're grouped by their project progress status. A second progress tracking approach involves evaluating individual goals or objectives and assigning a percent complete value to assess to what degree the goal or objective has been met. Here's a simple illustration of this metric. There's a fundraising goal of $500,000. This much has been raised, and the raised amount represents 35% of the overall fundraising goal. Here's an example showing 4 different climate goals that China has committed to meet by 2020. The indicators for each of these are different, but the achievement towards the goals has been standardized to a percent achieved metric. For example, some of these relate to things like CO2 emissions, but this one up here has to do with forest coverage, and they want to get an increase of 40 million hectares relative to 2005 levels, and they're at 33 million hectares right now, and that translates to an 82% achieved. These examples show quantitatively derived percent complete values, but qualitative estimates of 0 to 100% can also be assigned. The third approach for tracking progress, actual measurement data and indicator measurement units, is the subject of the next video, where you'll see how to capture intended future status values, represented by these black dots, and indicator measurement values, as shown by these bars. I'm going to switch back now to the Marathi desktop software in the marine example and demonstrate capturing the first of these approaches, color-coded progress ratings. The latest version of Marathi supports capturing color-coded progress information in both the diagram view and the work plan view, and I'll demonstrate both, starting with the diagram view. In addition, Marathi now supports progress ratings at both the overall results chain level and the overall project level, so I'll demonstrate these features as well. We're looking again at our results chain diagram, and I want to add a new progress tracking record to our Select Priority Islands activity. So I'm going to double-click on this activity to open up the dialog properties. I'm on the Progress Report side tab here, and you can see that there are 2 earlier progress ratings for this activity. And you can see their dates, the color-coded status, and notes. I'm going to add a new row to this table by clicking on Create Progress Report. We'll just use today's date. I'll specify now that this activity is completed. I could add an explanation by clicking directly into and starting typing in the details, or I could pull up the scalable dialog box to add more details. I could have done the same data entry in work plan view. Switch over there. And I'm going to customize the table, and we'll add the progress and progress details columns. Clicking into any of these individual progress cells will automatically display the progress tracking table at the bottom. You can see the entry that I just made in here with the same user interface to add or edit the content. The work plan view provides a nice at-a-glance summary for looking at overall progress, because you can see all the strategies and activities together. With the latest release of Marathi, you can also assign progress ratings at the overall results chain level. And so you can see a similar color-coded rating categories. In this case, there are additional columns for next steps and lessons learned. Also, just with the latest release of Marathi, you can report on progress on the overall project level. And this happens in the summary view, so we'll switch over there now. There's a progress report side tab under projects, and so you can see a couple of entries that have been made at the overall project level. You can see the most recent entry at the top. That is also in a display on the landing page project tab, where you can see the rating and the explanation for the most recent overall project rating. Next, I want to show how Marathi supports capturing % complete records for individual goals or objectives. % complete records can be added in the diagram view or in the strategic plan view. I haven't demonstrated use of the strategic plan view, but I will in the next video. I'm back on the rat elimination results chain. This chain has an objective of eliminating rats from all breeding islands by 2018. I can add a % complete progress rating by double-clicking on the objective icon itself. We can see that we're on the Objectives tab, and we're looking at the dialog box fields where the ID, short name, and details for the objective can be entered and can be edited. I'm going to click on the Progress % side tab. I can see a past entry from 2015 with a value of 75% and some details regarding access issues. I can add a new progress % record by clicking on the Create Progress %. I'll use the date widget, and we'll just use today's date. In the % complete cell, I'm going to put in 90. And in the details field, I'm going to put in a note that rats are eradicated from the breeding islands, except for the northernmost island, where steep slopes are preventing trapping efforts. And so you can see I was able to pull up a scalable dialog box to view all of the text there. I'll close this dialog box by clicking on the Close button. In this video, I covered the first 2 of 3 complementary approaches for determining if we're making progress towards achieving intended results. The color-coded progress rating method is very commonly used, although often data is captured in Word or Excel, where it is difficult to track changes over time or to easily document the basis for the ratings. There are also many examples of using % complete or % met metrics for tracking changes. In the next video, I'll cover how to assess progress through actual indicator measurement data to assess how well intended outcomes are being achieved.